Did you know that females will constantly chase you more if you ignore them? Maybe you haven't picked up on it, but they do. Ignoring a woman is like dropping a nuclear bomb on her feelings. This is because women in general are desperate for attention. They need approval and to feel wanted, so they seek out attention. Furthermore, women who get an excessive amount of attention are more likely to behave disrespectfully, such as by canceling plans, disregarding others, and developing an excessive sense of pride. Unfortunately, today's males are all too happy to offer women more attention and affirmation than they need. This is a terrific mistake because once a guy gives up dominance, the woman gets power. This will cause her to lose respect for you as a result. You should always keep in mind that there is a dominant and submissive partner in each relationship. She assumes the role of relationship leader if she believes you want her and the relationship more than she does. She will look down on you and lose interest in you if she thinks she is in a superior position. She won't want you if she already has you, but she'll go crazy over you if you make her feel like she can't have you. This is the sad reality of being human and the secret psychology of ignoring a girl. In today's video, we are going to talk about the secret psychology of ignoring, and we'll discuss 10 reasons why it is necessary to ignore girls to make them more crazy and mad for you. Number 1. Women crave validation. When compared to males, women have a greater need and desire for masculine approval. On the other hand, in order for it to be healthy, attention and affirmation need to be earned. It is taken for granted and treated with little regard if attention is not earned. It's easy for women to tell whether a guy isn't worth their time by observing his actions and responses around them. If you want to be noticed, you need to go against the grain of what 95% of other guys are doing. You must be among the 5% of guys who do not provide undue attention and investment. The guy who won't put anything into a relationship with a woman until she does. A guy who ignores a woman who takes him for granted and does not appreciate him. This is one of the most effective approaches to reigniting a woman's desire for you, while also reestablishing your respect in her eyes. It's possible that she'll feel offended if you don't initiate communication first, whether by sending her an SMS or making plans to get out. But this is the only way it can be. When a woman acts in this manner, she is attempting to shift the responsibility onto you, which is something that women are quite good at doing. If this is the case, you need to change the rules and tell her that she can get in contact with you if she wants to see you. But if not, you're not interested, and you have other things you need to do. When you set boundaries about your time and availability, women will treat you with greater respect because they will realize that you value yourself. So it's all about shifting your attention to yourself. Number 2. Rejection breeds obsession. Rejection is the mother of obsession. However, rejection really serves as a kind of defense. Rejection is something that nobody enjoys experiencing, and most women hate it. In fact, they dislike it to such an extreme degree that they would do everything, even if it did not work, in an attempt to shield themselves from it. This is due to the fact that women have the notion that being rejected indicates they are not good enough. Not good enough to win men's hearts and maintain them once they have them. So you should be sort of a Mr. Bad Guy instead of a Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Bad Guy, much like Mr. Nice Guy, has a multitude of admirable attributes. Yet, he is either not interested in pursuing a romantic partnership in general, or is not interested in pursuing a romantic partnership with you, because he just isn't that into you. Nevertheless, despite the fact that he is consistently rejected, women can't seem to shake the thought of him. The more he turns them down, and the more emphatically he makes it clear that he does not want to be with her, the more interested the women seem to grow in him. Number 3. Nice guy attitudes are always taken for granted by women. Women won't conform to it, but that's the reality. They only like nice guys in words only. In reality, it's the opposite. The nice guy's curse is what it is. If you've been too kind to a lady and she doesn't deserve it, or if you've given her presents, shown her respect, and now she's taking you for granted, it's time to distance yourself from her and ignore her to a certain extent. The most effective method for regaining a man's dignity and respect is to demonstrate to a woman that he is capable of walking away from her and being serious about it. This is the most powerful negotiation stance. On the other hand, the vast majority of males in this situation won't ignore a woman. To attract the attention of the female, they will send more messages and make more efforts to be kind. Ignoring a woman helps reset the dynamic of the relationship and demonstrates to her that you won't put up with being disrespected by her. If you don't give other people permission to insult you, they will never be able to do so. You should have a lot of dignity and respect for yourself. These days, you'll observe that ladies need unending quantities of attention from everyone around them. It's come to the point where women may now make a living off of men by attracting their attention in various ways. They produce an unlimited money stream from the millions of guys who are thirsty by using cam sites, Instagram, and OnlyFans. Beta males are, without a doubt, the most significant contributors to the problems caused by this condition. Men frequently lavish money and attention on ladies who do not deserve it. Attention is something that men can only offer to women if they are prepared to give it to them first. Number 4. Being ignored hurts women's ego and attracts women. Even though they may put on the appearance of being tough and emotionless, women are often highly sensitive on the inside. They pick up on even the most subtle changes in your attitude. When women are ignored, it causes additional suffering for them. Ignoring a woman has a straightforward psychological basis, given that nobody enjoys having their attention diverted from them. When you ignore a female, she is more likely to come rushing after you. First and foremost, we need to have a better understanding of the women in question. Ignoring a girl who hasn't noticed you would be a complete and utter waste of time. If, on the other hand, you ignore a lady who has already seen you or is thinking about you, it will be quite simple for you to grab her attention. Therefore, if you are dealing with your partner, you can trick her into getting her attention by ignoring her, and in the long run, she is bound to notice amidst the happenings in her life. Number 5. Women can do anything to feel desired. There's a good reason why women like it when their male counterparts focus on them. In other words, it's nice to be recognized and valued. When a guy ignores her, it might seem as if he is rejecting her, and she may begin to doubt herself and her value. Ignoring a lady has the psychological effect of making her more mysterious and intriguing. If you choose to ignore a lady, you are sending the message that you don't find her attractive or worthy of your time. Now, this may sound counterintuitive, but ignoring her may be a really effective technique to persuade a lady to notice you. Why? Intentionally ignoring a woman appeals to her need to feel desired and valued, which is why it is so effective. All women like to feel wanted, and ignoring her sends the message that you find her irresistible. Because of this, she could feel compelled to chase after you. In fact, ladies like a good challenge just as much as you do, so they always avoid the easy catch and go for the challenge. Number 6. Human nature places more value on things that are less available. Not responding quickly enough to a woman might make a lot of men anxious. Actually, there is no compelling reason to do so. The issue is that women are quite excellent at detecting this. To her, it seems desperate that you keep checking in with her in an effort to gain her confidence. To be fair, the issue lies in the nature of humans themselves, not just in women. Things that are scarce are naturally more valued by humans. That's how a woman feels, deep inside. Women know men have a lot to do and are much busier than them, so he can't afford to always be texting. She will check, of course, by testing you. Guys don't get it because they'll say things like, "Well, she was messaging me a lot. All I'm doing is trying to keep up with her, and it's like she's doing it to see how much attention she could get from this man. And the faster she acquires everything, the less value she gives it. And she will gradually withdraw since she will no longer place as much importance on your attention." Number 7. Women associate longing with love. For most women, longing is intertwined with love. Most guys don't understand this and deal with women from the perspective of men's definition of love. The truth is, men and women just can't seem to get along when it comes to thinking. She takes pleasure not just in wishing for something, but in the longing itself. The sense of wanting a man to contact her. That feeling of waking up at night longing to hear a missing you remark. She thinks that's how love must feel. If you read romance books or watch shows with female protagonists, you'll recall that she never really won her boyfriend over in any of those books or series. That's because women consider longing to be the same as love, and sometimes crave it more than love. On the other side, the issue that nice guys have is that when they never overlook a woman and when they give her all of their attention, the woman has nothing to long for it, since she is always receiving it from them. She doesn't have to wonder when he'll text her back, because you responded right away. She hasn't had the experience of wondering when she'll be able to see him again, mostly because you're so readily accessible whenever she needs you. So by lavishing her with attention, you deprive her of longing, which is what she wants more than love. Or, in other words, by giving her too much attention, you're depriving her of what she really wants. Number 8. Women love men with mental challenges. Men with mental challenges appeal to women because they fulfill a need similar to that of longing. A mental challenge means you're not easily figured out. How does he feel about me? Could it be that he doesn't care about me? How serious is his crush on me? Is he seeing anyone else? With this person, where do I stand? Can I gain this guy's entire attention? That's the catch for women in dealing with men. What a man should do is keep her guessing and make her work a little more to maintain her interest. That's the kind of challenge that she enjoys. It keeps her brain active. The best part of her day is getting to go home and deconstruct your actions with her friends. Surely this is a female trait. These conversations are between females. He shouldn't have called, so why didn't he? Do you believe he likes me? If you take it away from her, she'll lose interest since she'll be spending more time with her friends. And all she can say to her friends is, "Oh sure, it's going fine." But without the added task of figuring you out, she feels as though she's missing something. That's why she always seems to feel like something's missing. The chemistry is missing for me. This is because there is no stimulating mental challenge to be found there, which there can be if you ignore her to a certain limit. Number 9. The psychology of unpredictability. There's a chance you'll have to pursue a woman who's acting hot and cold. Inherently, there is a strong psychological pull between hot and cold conduct. The hot and cold conduct of women is generally despised, yet its appeal cannot be denied. And there's a scientific explanation for it, too. It has to do with the psychology of unpredictable rewards. The reason why gambling is so addicting is because there is always some sort of uncertainty about whether you will lose or win. This endorphin surge is very addictive, regardless of whether you win or lose. Well, it's a term with a very similar sense in the world of dating. Just pretend for a moment that you're in a relationship with a lady. Occasionally, you may give her a call, and she'll be more than pleased to talk to you. And then there are the days when she seems preoccupied and distant. Moreover, you never know which version of her you'll receive when you visit. It makes you want her even more. The same is true for women. Now, if you treat a lady like ice and ignore her constantly, she will eventually lose interest. On the other hand, she will lose interest if all you do is focus on her. A delicate balancing act is required. You should continually ask yourself, am I leaning too far in this direction? And if you've been showering her with too much attention lately, try to create in her a craving for even more of your focus. Therefore, such hot and cold behavior is very addictive. In other words, playing the field between hot and cold is a certain way to increase your attractiveness to women. Number 10. Autonomy can turn on women. Autonomy is one of the most appealing attributes in a guy. It's taking charge of one's own life by filling it with meaningful activities. Sometimes it's best to just ignore a lady or wait a little while before responding. So in the first stages of a relationship, don't prioritize her above anything else. A man who puts forth intense effort in several aspects of his life at once, including his work and physical health. So instead of sacrificing other plans for ladies, be the guy who says no for the time being. On the other hand, a nice guy constantly worries about losing women, and as a result, he'll drop everything if it means spending more time with the one he likes. As usual, he'll find a way to justify his actions. I'd rather be with her, and I can do the other stuff whenever I choose. But the truth is that it is motivated by fear. That has absolutely nothing to do with reality. In fact, she gets more turned on by you when you show your commitment to your goals by not immediately focusing your focus on her. Well guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for taking time to watch this video. See you in next video. Until then, goodbye. Till then.